The measure of the subtle music ceased. That is the sweetness, that is the joy, that is the harmony which is flowing out through his utterances. The measure, he was talking really in measured terms. This will happen, this will happen, this will happen, you see, basically. Down with a hurried, swimming, floating lapse, through unseen worlds and bottomless spaces forced, sank like a star the soul of Savitri. Sank like a star the soul of Savitri. He had told her, Savitri, descend. He had told her, Savitri, descend. That is how now she is descending. So that is the descent which is described here. Down with the hurried, swimming, floating lapse. He is using triple adjectives. Hurried, swimming, floating, lapse. She is falling, tumbling down. Through unseen worlds and bottomless spaces fall, sank like a star, the soul of Savitri. Amidst the laughter of unearthly lads, she heard around her nameless voices cry, triumphing, an innumerable sound. People who were waiting on the earth, they were joyous. Savitri coming down here. Amidst the laughter of unearthly lads, she heard around her nameless voices cry from below. Triumphing, yes, that's a victory. An innumerable sound. A choir of laughing winds to meet her came. So the whole aspiration of human race which is there, it is that now it is welcoming Savitri. The triumph arch, Savitri is passing through it, and the crowd is receiving Savitri into the city. A choir of laughing winds to meet her came. She bore the burden of infinity and felt the stir of all ethereal space. Well, when she is coming here, she is also carrying with her in her soul the whole of infinity, the burden of infinity. So it's a very peculiar bird. See, it can hold infinity in it. And then we have here two sentences of the most marvelous kind. Pursuing her in her fall, implacably sweet, a face was over her which seemed a youth, a symbol of all the beauty I see not, crowned as with peacock plumes of gorgeous hue, framing a sapphire whose heart-disturbing smile, insatiably attracted to delight, voluptuous to the embraces of her soul. A face was over her which seemed a youth, a symbol of all beauty I see not, crowned with peacock plumes. That is Krishna, the Anandamaya, the being of bliss, the being of bliss. It is He who is now pursuing her in her fall. Anandamaya Purusha. It is He who is pursuing her fall, you see, in Savitri's fall. But while he is pursuing her, while Savitri is coming down, 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 suddenly he changes. That face, he suddenly changes. Change in its shape, yet rapturously the same. It grew a woman's, dark and beautiful. That person, that Anandamaya Purusha, while he is coming down here, he is suddenly changing into a woman in transit. Dark and beautiful. Krishna is turning into Kali, the divine Kali. Dark and beautiful. Like a moon night with drifting stars and clouds, a shadowy glory, a stormy depth, turbulent in will and terrible in love. That is Kali's character. Turbulent in will. She doesn't care about anything at all. Her will, it must be fulfilled. And yet terrible in love. So Krishna turning into Kali, the Anandamaya Purusha turning into the divine Shakti, that is the significance of it. It is in the divine dynamism that the Ananda Purusha will get established. It is Kali's work who will do Krishna's will in the creation. It is Kali who will fulfill Krishna's will in creation. Like a moon night, a shadowy glory, the stormy depth. That is why she is turbulent in will and terrible in love. Only great heroes can bear the divine power. Terrible in love at the same time, her love. Now, this whole passage, this whole section, more or less in the same form, existed in the very first draft of Savitri during the Arya period, 1916-1918. So, the Krishna Kali description which is there actually belongs to the description of the Arya period of Krishna Kali, which also shows that the appearance of Krishna and Kali in the creation in Sri Aurobindo realization is as early as the Arya period. It was there, already there, Krishna and Kali coming here. In fact, in Record of Yoga, from 1912 onward, almost for 15 years, there is a constant mention of Krishna and Kali in a Record of Yoga. Constant mention of Krishna and Kali. So, Record of Yoga, Krishna, Kali, Arya first draft of Savitri, they belong to the same period. And it is that which we have in the final draft of Savitri also. In other words, that realization was concrete, was already there in Sri Aurobindo, in the very early stage of his yogic sadhana. It was there. That it has to happen that way. The coming of Krishna and Kali. It had to happen that way. Now it is this which really disturbs us when people say that Sri Aurobindo was ascending to supermind from 1915 to 1926. The Lives of Sri Aurobindo says, or the Ascent to Supermind by Peter, says the ascent to supermind from 1915 to 1926. Which is a question of ascent. It's already there in him, supermind. It's already there. With all these realizations there intact, you see. See, if he is ascending still, it would mean that whole of his Arya writings did not really have the full vision and realization of supermind in those pages of Arya. If he is still ascending, then very question, all the descriptions become then empty of supermind in a way. You are knocking off the very foundation of Sri Aurobindo Yoga, which was established even before the Arya started. by saying that he is still ascending from 1915 to supermind. He is there, already there. Change his shape, yet see now, well, very frankly speaking, these two sentences, Krishna coming down, he changing into Kali. Are very difficult statements. Now imagine for a moment a person who doesn't have this background of record of yoga and Sri Aurobindo writings and Krishna and Kali, reading Savitri and this passage. What will he make of it? He won't be able to make out at all of this image. That this reference has that entire connotation of the yogic siddhis at that time, you see. In other words, in order to understand these two sentences, we have to really know all his yogic achievements during the early period of Sri Aurobindo's yoga. Mother's coming, Sri Aurobindo realization. Then only we can understand these two sentences. If you give this thing to a professor of English in a university department, impossible for him to make out. Impossible for him to make out, you see. He will say, what nonsense is talking? Somebody is coming and turning. The connections will be totally lost. And then Savitri is now coming down. Amid the headlong rapture for fall, held like a bird in a child's satisfied hand, in an enamored grasp her spirit strove, admitting no release till time should end. She kept with her strong, embosomming soul, like a flower hidden in the heart of spring, the soul of Satyavan drawn down by her. So she is holding like a bird the soul of Satyavan in her bosom, and she is falling down with that, you see. The soul of Satyavan drawn down by her inextricably in that mighty lapse. And then here got very beautiful simile here. Invisible heavens in a thronging flight soared past her as she fell. So she is tumbling down, coming down. And all these worlds, locusts, heaven, they are climbing up. So this is the relativity. You are riding in a train and you feel that the trees are moving backward. The landscape is moving back. As if you are stationary and the whole landscape is moving back. So she is coming down, but she is not coming down, it is the heavens which are climbing up, you see. Now, this is a unique example of vertical relativity. You see. In Virgil's Aeneid, when he starts sailing off from Troy, Aeneid, he takes his boat and starts sailing off from Troy. See. The poet describes that as this boat is sailing forward into the sea, it is the shoreline which is receding back. The shoreline is receding back. He is stationary, it is the shore which is going back. You see. So that is the horizontal symmetry, horizontal relativity. Here you have got the unique example of vertical relativity, you see. Invisible heavens in a thronging flight soared past her as she fell. And she was buried in a mother's breast. So she has come down now to earth, and she is one with the soul of the earth, buried in a mother's breast. Then, from a timeless plane that watches time, so Savitri has come back with the soul of Satyavan. Then, from a timeless plane that watches time, from above in the transcendent, she is coming down from transcendent. A spirit gazed out upon destiny in its endless moment, saw the ages pass. Now he is describing what is going to happen in the transcendent, the scene in the transcendent. When Savitri is coming down here, she had left left the transcendent. So, from there, while she is coming down, the gate is opened for Savitri to come down. Savitri had gone from this door up. Now she is coming down from the other door. She had gone through the void up. Now she is coming down from above. She is dead. The prophet moment covered limitless space and cast into the heart of hurrying time a diamond light of the eternal surprise, a crimson seed of God's felicity, a glance from the gaze fell of undying love. From the transcendent, that's the look, a diamond light of the eternal space, solid, powerful, luminous, dense light of peace. Crimson seed of God's felicity. So he is casting the seed of felicity from above. In this tremendous hour, a seed shall be sown. This is the crimson seed of love, of felicity, is being sown. A crimson seed of God's felicity, a glance from the gaze fell of undying love. A wonderful face looked out with deathless eyes. The heavenly angel, wonderful face. A hand was seen drawing the golden bar that guard the imperishable secrecy. So the bars now which are there, the door which is there, is guarding that thing. He is turning them around. A key turned in a mystic lock of time. And the door is kept now shut. You see, closed. A key turned in a mystic lock of time. But where the silence of the gods had passed, a greater harmony from the stillness born, surprise with joy and sweetness, yearning heart, an ecstasy and a laughter and a cry. A power leaned down, a happiness found its home. Over wide earth brooded infinite bliss.